The English longbow, a formidable weapon of medieval warfare, was crafted from yew wood and required immense strength to wield. With a draw weight of 100 to 180 pounds, it could pierce armor at close range. King Edward III's statutes mandated archery practice, ensuring a skilled force. By the 14th century, longbowmen formed the backbone of England's military, revolutionizing combat with their rapid-fire rate of 5 to 15 arrows per minute. This training and discipline set the stage for their dominance in battles like Agincourt. The Hundred Years' War, 1337 to 1453, saw England rely heavily on longbowmen to counter France's superior numbers. Battles like Crécy and Poitiers demonstrated the longbow's effectiveness against armored knights. English commanders used terrain and defensive positions to maximize the archer's impact. This strategy minimized casualties while inflicting massive damage on the enemy. The longbow became synonymous with English military ingenuity, shaping their approach to warfare for decades. In 1415, Henry V launched an invasion of France to assert his claim to the throne. His army, though small, was highly disciplined. The siege of Harfleur tested their resilience, with disease and attrition thinning their ranks. Despite setbacks, Henry pressed on toward Calais, seeking a decisive engagement. This bold move would lead to one of history's most famous battles, Agincourt. Henry's leadership and the longbow's prowess were about to be tested against overwhelming odds. As Henry V's exhausted army marched toward Calais, French forces moved to intercept them. The French, confident in their numerical superiority, sought to crush the English. The battlefield near Agincourt was narrow, flanked by woods and soaked by rain. These conditions favored the English defensive position. The stage was set for a clash that would hinge on terrain, discipline, and the lethal efficiency of the longbow. On the eve of battle, the contrasts between the two armies were stark. The English, though outnumbered, were disciplined and prepared. Archers sharpened stakes to repel cavalry, while Henry boosted morale with a rousing speech. The French, meanwhile, feasted and boasted of their impending victory. The rain-soaked field would soon become a killing ground. The next day would test not just weapons, but the resolve of every man on the field. At dawn, the English formed a tight defensive line between two woods. Archers planted sharpened stakes to cripple charging cavalry. The muddy terrain, churned by rain, would slow any advance. Henry positioned his men-at-arms at the center, with longbowmen on the flanks. This formation maximized the longbow's range and lethality. The French, underestimating these preparations, prepared for a straightforward assault. The French cavalry charged across the sodden field, only to be met by a storm of English arrows. The mud bogged down horses and riders, making them easy targets. Longbowmen fired volleys at a rate of 10 to 15 arrows per minute, decimating the advancing ranks. The French knights, weighed down by armor, struggled to close the distance. The charge, meant to crush the English, instead became a slaughter. The longbow's impact was catastrophic. Thousands of arrows darkened the sky, piercing armor and flesh alike. French knights, dismounted and trapped in the mud, were cut down by English infantry. The sheer volume of fire disrupted French formations, rendering their numerical advantage useless. The longbow, a weapon of commoners, had humbled the flower of French nobility. Agincourt was becoming a rout. As the French advance collapsed, English men-at-arms counterattacked. The muddy field became a killing ground, with French nobles captured or slain. Henry V fought alongside his troops, inspiring them to victory. By midday, the French army was in disarray, and the English had secured an improbable triumph. Agincourt was a testament to discipline, terrain, and the longbow's unmatched power. Agincourt cemented the longbow's reputation as a game-changer in medieval warfare. Henry V's victory led to the Treaty of Troyes, naming him heir to the French throne. The battle also symbolized the decline of heavily armored knights and the rise of disciplined infantry. Shakespeare immortalized Agincourt in Henry V, ensuring its place in legend. Today, it remains a powerful example of strategy overcoming overwhelming odds.